in the marriage. Last week, we spent a long time, we talked about sex deprivation, that against all odds, no matter the problem, you should not deprive each other of sex. Even whatever it is, if there's an issue in the marriage, that shouldn't have to do with sex deprivation. There should always be an avenue for reconciliation, especially when it comes to having sex together. So today, I introduced the message to us briefly last week that the devil did not create sex. So today I'm going to talk about the purpose of sex in the marriage. And if we have enough time, we'll look into the benefits of sex and why you should have sex often as couples. Remember, sex outside marriage is fornication and adultery. So we're not talking about fornication, we're not talking about adultery. Fornications are two persons that come together to perform sex without being married to each other, which is a sin before God. Adultery is one who is already married and is still having extramarital affair outside his or her marriage, which is also a sin before God, and that can also destroy homes. And that is also one reason that the Bible said divorce should ever come up in marriage. The only reason the Bible ever come up with divorce in marriage is when there is what? Infidelity. So last week we wrote down some certain messages we're going to talk on. We talked about abuse in the marriage. So we're still going to talk about that. And this is a platform for discussion. Everybody's going to voice out their own opinion. Praise God. Now, what is the purpose of sex in the marriage? First thing first, let's go to the book of Genesis. Genesis chapter 1 from verse 1 to 26 and 28. But I'm going to move down to 26. Now, in 26, God said, let us make human being in our image to be like us. They will reign over the fish in the sea, the birds in the sky, the livestock, all the wild animals on the earth, and the small animals that scurry along the ground. God created human being in his own image. The devil did not create human being. God created human being in his own image. He created them. Male and female, he created them. Now, in verse 28, look what the Bible said here. In verse 28, then God blessed them and said, be fruitful and multiply. Be fruitful and multiply. Take note, I'm going to ask you that question. And God blessed them and said, be fruitful and multiply. So the purpose of sex, number one, be fruitful and multiply. Now, if you deprive each other of sex, there is no room for increase or to speak of multiplication. Then God blessed them and said, be fruitful and multiply. Fill the earth and govern it. Reign over the fishes in the sea, the birds in the sky, and all the animals that scurry along the ground. So, God is the creator of sex and not the devil. Now, so today, the few things I'm going to be talking about, I want you to take your pen, I want you to take your paper, I want you to write. Remember, this is a teaching class. We are going to be looking at some phases of sex. We are going to be looking at many phases of what? Sex. That is what we are going to be looking at today. The phases of sex. So, what is the first phase of sex? What is the first phase of sex? Now, the first phase of sex is that God created sex, and it's not the devil that created sex. Sex is not a sin on its own, but the devil can use it against the creations of God. So the devil did not create sex, God created sex. That is the first phase of sex. Now, the second phase of sex is, what are the purpose of sex in marriage? What are the purpose of sex in the marriage? Genesis 1:26 to 28 that we just read. It says the second phase of marriage is, number one, you need to have sex to be fruitful. Number two, you need to have sex to multiply. What is the purpose of sex? To be fruitful and to multiply. Number 3, what is the purpose of sex? Sex is to fill the earth. To fill the earth. According to Genesis 1-28, fill the earth. Fill the earth. I'm going to ask a question. Number 4, what is the purpose of sex? Is to govern the earth. To govern the earth. You need to have sex to produce a president, to produce vice president, to produce a chancellor, to produce leaders, to govern the earth. You see? So a place where there is no sex, there will not be a governor. There will not be a president. There will not be a chancellor. So you have sex to reproduce. You have sex to reproduce. That is why abortion is a crime to humanity and to God. Because you don't know who of your child is going to be your helper in life. Number 5, the second phase of sex, which is what is the purpose of sex? Number 5 is to avoid sexual sin. To avoid sexual sin. Make sure you're writing because I'm going to ask you questions. What is the purpose of sex? Number 1 is to be fruitful. Number 2 is to multiply. If you don't have sex, you cannot have children. Number 3 is to fill the earth. Number 4 is to govern the earth. Number 5 is to avoid sexual sin. 1 Corinthians chapter 7 from verse 2. You'll find that there. Now, the third phase of sex. Let's look at the third phase of sex. On this third phase of sex, I am going to be telling you 6 things that the devil can use to destroy a home. 6 things that the devil uses to destroy home. At the third phase of sex, we are going to be looking at the 6 things that the devil uses to destroy home. 6 things that the devil uses to destroy home. Number 1, sex starvation and sex deprivation. Sex starvation and sex deprivation. A home where there is no continuous sex, there will be depression. A home where there is no continuous sex, there will be quarreling. A home where there is no continuous sex, there will be an issue, repeated issue in that home. So a home where you have sex often, you should know that there will be joy in that house, because sex brings joy and sex brings happiness. No matter how tired a man could be, once you put in sex, he will be happy. He will be what? Happy. So that's the reason why you must not deprive each other of sex in the house. It may sound funny, but it's not funny at all, because sex is the bond that creates marriage. Sex is the bond that unifies marriage. So now we are talking about 6 things the devil uses to destroy home. Number 1, sex starvation and sex deprivation. Number 2, money. If he doesn't give me money, I will not give him my vagina. The devil uses this to destroy home. If he doesn't give me money, I will not give him sex. Last week I told you, you are not a hoe, you are not a prostitute. Only a prostitute demands for ransom before sex, which is pay as you go. But when you are married, you have a husband. It is not advisable that you demand for money from your husband before giving him sex. This is one thing that the devil uses to destroy homes. Now, it's now trade by barter. Money on the hand, back on the ground. Money at hand, back on the bed. It doesn't have to be like that. Because this is something that the both of you have declared to yourself. Because we don't want to remain in the world. We don't want to be committing sin. Let us come together and become a man and wife. So why are we not trading vagina for money? Why are we not trading manhood for money? Why does it have to be you don't give me money, I don't give it to you? So you are not a prostitute. Prostitute does that. If you are a prostitute, then we know, okay, you are selling what you have under there. But Now that you are not a prostitute, there is no way on earth you should be doing trading by barter. Okay, if it doesn't give me money, I will not open up. If it doesn't give me money, I'm going to zip up. If it doesn't give me money, I'm going to wear jeans to the bed. If it doesn't give me money, I'm going to wear double pant to the bed. You cannot do that. Your marriage will not drive. Your marriage will not succeed. You're creating a portal for the devil to step into your marriage. And I did told us last week that if you allow the devil to your bedroom, he will take over your living room. If you allow the devil to your living room, he will take over the entire house. And the devil is not going to leave your home until there is damages, until there is divorce, until somebody has lost his eyes or her eyes. You have seen them over and over and over again on the blue app, everywhere. A husband unalive his wife because she refused sex. Wife shut up husband manhood because he refused sex or because he cheated, and so on. Is there back and forth. So don't allow these 6 things in your home. The third one is, what did I say the third one is? The second one is, if he doesn't give me money, I will not give him sex. No, this is a problem. Don't do that. You're not selling your body. He has paid your bad price. He has access to your body, how he wants it, the way he wants it. All right. If you're losing energy, and because of energy, you say, Daddy, I don't have strength. That's why I don't always want him. Eat good food. Do exercises. Eat nicely, eat healthy food, so you can have energy to do your job as it has been said by God Almighty. Now, the third one is that sex will make you far from God. This is a trick the devil used to destroy homes. That if you have sex often, it will make you far from God. Because you are having too much of sex, so now you are far from God. You are not righteous anymore. The Bible says, when a man finds a wife, he finds a good thing and obtain favor from the Lord. And another version said, I think that was in the book of Peter, he said, your bed is not defiled. Your bed is no longer defiled because you are free from the law of sin and death. You have a wife to call your own. So sex will not make you far from God. That is a trick from the pit of hell. Number 3, the devil used this trick to destroy hope. Sex will make you far from God. Beloved, that is a lie from the pit of hell. Number 4 trick that the devil uses to destroy marriages. Don't forget to type, okay? Don't forget to tap, how you go call it. Number 4 trick that the devil uses to destroy home is that too much of sex will make you grow old on time. I've heard this many times from women that if you have sex too many times, you will grow old on time. I've never seen where that happened. In fact, when Abraham was 150 something, he still had a wife, still had sex and has extra children. Even when King David was old, a virgin was also given to him. So I don't know where this is coming from, that when you have too much of sex, it will make you grow old. That is a lie. That is a trick. That is number 4 trick that the devil uses to destroy homes. Sex actually make you younger. Sex actually make you younger. Because every time you are having sex, you are burning calories. Every time you are having sex, you are what? Burning calories. So now, number 4 trick that the devil used to destroy home is that too much of sex will make you grow old on time. That is a lie. What did I say? That is a lie. Number 5 is that the devil make you believe that too much of sex will make you lose your hair or break your hair. That is a lie. That is what? A lie. That too much of sex does not make you lose your hair or even break your hair. That is a lie. Now, the number 6 trick that the devil used to destroy home is the invitation of third party. The invitation of third party. How does this operate? This operates by you denying your husband sex, which thereby leads to interference of side chick. This got to do with you not giving your husband sex, which then lead to the invitation of side chicks. That's why you see in this generation now, side chicks now comes openly and boldly and tell you to your face, we are marrying your husband together. Side chicks of this generation, they have got, some can even pack their belongings and come to your home, to your face, and tell you, I am pregnant for your husband. And there is nothing you can do about it. Why? Because you gave that avenue to the invitation of third party in your marriage, which you could have avoided. Because of your stubborn-headed attitude, you choose not to give it to your husband. You only want to give it to your husband when it suits you. You only want to give sex to your husband when you are happy about it. You only want to give sex to your husband when he makes you feel good. But last week, I took us to the book of Exodus, where it says, even a man that is married to a slave woman has the right to make sure that she does not lack three things, which is food, clothing, and sex. And in the book of Exodus, we also read that if a man should deprive the woman of clothing, sex, and food, the woman has the right to leave. So now you see how the third party can systematically walk into your marriage because of sex deprivation. That's the reason why you must not allow sex deprivation to come between you and your husband. I did told us something last week that no matter how tired you are, just take a shower, get some rest, tell him to come over. That's it. You don't need to do anything. Just relax, let him come. You enjoyed yourself, he will enjoy himself, and everybody have a good sleep. Sex shouldn't be something that should be bringing issues in marriage. Sex shouldn't be something that husband and wife will be fighting for. I know some men, they are very, very, very stubborn, and they will want to purposely punish their wives when it comes to sex matter. Maybe one way or the other, a side chick is doing for him all that which he wanted from his wife that his wife is not doing. So now let's look at the final fix of this purpose of marriage, and I will give room for questions. Then we can quickly dive over to other things. I wouldn't want to waste much of your time because I discovered this app sucks doctors a lot. Now let's look at the final phase of this message this morning, which is the 10 things about sex. 10 things about sex. 10 things about sex. 10 things about sex. Number 1, the devil did not create sex. The devil did not what? Create sex. 10 things about sex. Number 1, the devil did not create sex. The devil did not create sex. Number 2, sex is good when it is done with the right person, such as your husband and your wife, not man to man or woman to woman. Number 2, sex is good when it is done with the right person, such as your husband and your wife, or not man to man, woman to woman, or man to animal, or woman to animal. Now, number 3, sex must be done between husband and wife. Between husband and wife. Sex must be done between husband and wife. Sex must be done between wife and a husband. Between a wife and a husband. Not with a woman to toys or a man to toys. That is not what God created in the book of Genesis, chapter 1, from verse 28. Now, number 4, marriage is not the cure for cheating or sexual sin. Marriage is not the cure for cheating or sexual sin, but discipline of sexual control of self is the cure. Marriage is not the cure for cheating. There are a lot of people that are still married and they are still cheating. They are married and still cheating. It's in their blood, it's in their DNA. So marriage is not the cure for cheating or sexual sin, but discipline of sexual control of oneself. Number 5, sexual satisfaction. Sexual satisfaction. Yes, number 5 is what? Sexual satisfaction. Remember, sexual satisfaction comes when it is done the right way. Sexual satisfaction. Number 5 is what? Sexual satisfaction. And sexual satisfaction comes when it is done the right way. Now, you know, a man is born ready for sex. A man is born ready for sex. But a woman is not like that. A woman needs a lot of stimulation. So this part I'm revealing to you is on the benefit of sex. A woman needs what? A lot of stimulation to get into that phase with you as a man. So a man is a born-ready machine when it comes to sex. But a woman is not like that. A woman needs a lot of touching, a lot of flirting and all that to get into the mood, to get what we call sexual satisfaction. Now, number six is to understand that the greatest tools the enemy uses to fight marriage is sex. To understand that the greatest tools that the enemy, I'm not saying one of the great, I'm telling you the greatest tools that the enemies uses to fight marriages is what? Sex. Now, number seven is to understand that when it comes to having sex, most men are always ready. A woman needs time to get herself ready. That's why men don't menstruate. So you must prepare your wife for that sexual satisfaction. Number 8, sexual intercourse is made for 3 things. Number 8, sexual intercourse is made for 3 things. A, for reproduction. B, for pleasure and satisfaction. C, for bonding. Sex is meant for what? Bonding. For reproduction, for pleasure and satisfaction, and for bonding. Number 9, the best book to read about sex is actually the Bible. Proverbs 10:11. Proverbs 10:11. The best book to read concerning sex is actually what? The Bible. Now, number 10. Number 10 is to understand that sex is not a warfare, but a fellowship. Sex is not a warfare, but what? A fellowship. So you must fellowship with one another in the bedroom. And that is because every service always starts with praise and worship. So every sex should always begin with foul play. Every sex should always begin with foul plays. So when I mean foul play, there has to be a lot of touching, a lot of kissing, a lot of smooshing. All this has to come in fact when it comes to sex. So now I'm going to give the floor to everybody to ask questions or contribute to what we have talked about so far on this meeting. Now the floor is yours. If you have anything to say, please ask questions and I will gladly answer. The floor is yours. Anyone that is ready to contribute, the floor is yours.
Well done, Daddy.
Thank you very much.
More knowledge, sir.
Amen.
Daddy, please, I want to ask about that number 7. I was not able to write it down completely, sir.
Number 10 is that...
No, number 7. Number 7.
Number 7
yes,
says, you must understand that when it comes to having sex, man is born ready. You must understand that when it comes to
having sex, men is ready.
Yes, man is born ready, but woman needs to be stimulated. A woman needs to be stimulated. That is why men don't menstruate. Only women does. So when it comes to sex, a man is born ready for it, but a woman needs to be stimulated. You get it now? So to the men.
Thank you so much, sir.
Very good. So next person, next question. Ask question. Whatever you don't understand, ask. I will explain to you. If you don't have question, contribute. The floor is yours. Go ahead. Go ahead. Keep power tapping according to Nimat. Keep power tapping. The floor is yours. Contribute. Ask questions. The floor is yours. Contribute and ask questions. So far, what do you understand? Because if you don't ask questions, then I'm going to start asking you questions of everything we have talked about here today. So ask questions and contribute. Everybody, the floor is yours. It's a teaching class. It's a teaching class. It's not a one-man speak and everybody just listen. No. Contribute. What do you understand about sex? What is your understanding of sex? Let me ask the question. What is your understanding of sex? Let somebody contribute. I'm waiting. Okay,
sex.
Yes.
Sex is to be fruitful and multiply, sir.
Very good. Sex is to have sex is to be fruitful and to multiply. Not just for fun. Not just for fun. All right. So now I want to ask questions based on the first phase of this program. What was the first phase of this message? What was the first phase of this message? The first phase of this message, what was the first phase of this message? What did I say was the first phase of this message?
What you say in the first phase of the message is that sex is not to be sold. That is God-oriented. That is not because you are married. You now see sex as a sin. That even if you are having issue, a man and a wife should not starve themselves of sex. Then you should not see sex as a sin. That too much of sex is not a sin the way they quoted it. That is a lie from the pit of hell. Mm-hmm. That is good to be that sex bring good relationship in marriage. So that is what I understand from the first phase of the marriage, the teaching.
Okay. Very, very good. I appreciate that. Who's next? Another person? So I understand my daughter there because she actually joined me later on before before that's after we started the message. Now the first phase of marriage of sex was that God is the one that created sex and not the devil. The first phase of this message, I said, God is the creator of sex and not the devil. And I took us to Genesis chapter 1, verse 28. And God said to them, be fruitful and multiply. If they are going to multiply, they are not going to be looking at themselves like a log of wood. They are going to have what? Intimacy. They are going to sleep together. They are going to have sex together. That is the first phase of sex. God created them, male and female, and he said to them, Adam and Eve, be fruitful, multiply. Be fruitful, multiply, take over the earth. That was the first phase of sex. In James chapter 1 verse 17, the Bible says, every good and perfect gift comes from the Lord. Every good and perfect gift comes from the Lord. Whatever is good and perfect is a gift coming to us from God our Father, who created all things in heaven, and he never changed or cast a shifting shadow. So God is the creator of sex because every good and perfect gift comes from God. The sex was created to God, given to us to have fun, to have pleasure, not to sin or commit adultery. Thank you very much, my dear beloved. Now, I want to ask again. On the second phase of sex, we talked about the purpose of sex. On the second phase of sex, we talk about the purpose of sex. So I want to ask us a question now. What are the purpose of sex? What are the 5 things that I mentioned? That I said these 5 things are the purpose of sex. According to Genesis chapter 1 from verse 26 to 28. I mentioned some things and I said these things are the purpose of sex. Who can list 1 or 2 or 3 from that? Anybody?
Yes, Daddy, you said the purpose of sex.
Go ahead.
The purpose of sex, that sex is to be fruitful. Number 1, sex is to be fruitful.
Yes.
Then number 2, sex is sex to multiply. And then sex is to fill the earth.
Awesome.
And also to govern the earth.
Awesome.
Then to avoid sexual sin.
Very correct. Very, very correct. I love that. That's awesome. Very, very correct. Now, the second phase of sex was that sex is to be fruitful, sex is to multiply, sex is to feed the earth. Now, let me deliberate little on feed the earth. If you put a man and a man in a garden, and you put a man and a woman in a garden, and you come back 6 years after, what would be the difference? Can somebody tell me what would be the difference? If a man and a man is in the garden, and a man and a woman is in another garden, and you come back 6 years after, what would be the difference?
Come again, sir.
If you put a man and a man in a garden for 6 years, and you put a man and a woman at another garden for 6 years, and when you come back 6 years after, what would be the result?
If you put a man and a man in a garden, they cannot be fruitful. But if you put a man and a woman in a garden, they will be fruitful.
Exactly.
And they will multiply.
Exactly. So you see, when a man and a woman is in a garden for 6 years, when the next time you come, there's every possibility that we might be having 3 kids or 2 kids. So sex is what? To fill the earth, to multiply, to govern the earth, and above all, to avoid sexual sin. That's very good. So now let's look at the third phase of sex. The third phase of sex. The third phase of sex. What are the 6 things that I mentioned on the third phase of sex that the devil uses to destroy home? This one is very important. What are the 6 phases of sex that the devil uses to destroy home? Who can contribute to that?
Sex, starvation, money.
Okay.
Sex will not make you lack from God.
Okay.
Sex will not make you old because of sex. Too much of sex does not make you lose your hair.
Okay, that's very good. Somebody else? Somebody else?
She mentioned 5 and 6. So the last one is the invitation of third party to your marriage and sex.
Very good. Now, Nimat, I want to read it again. Write it properly. I want to read it, and I want to read it very slowly. I want you to write it properly. The sixth phase of sex that the devil uses to destroy home is this. Number one, sex starvation and sex deprivation. Sex starvation is when you don't give it to him. Deprivation is when you refuse to give it to him. Now, you are in a marriage, 3 months, you will not have sex with your husband. What do you think you're doing? You are going to break your home. You are going to push him outside, definitely, because it's not the log of wood. Last week, I explained to us that just as a woman has hormones, the same way a man has hormones, especially in the morning. Do you know the reason why a man's peanut is always standing up in the morning is because of the hormones? A woman also have an erection in the morning. But in most cases, men, the moment they have that erection, they want to have sex with their wife. But when a woman has an erection, she can actually just bypass it like nothing's happened. She get up, she want to bake the kids, she want to get the kid ready for school and all that. But with the man, it's different. So when the man has an erection in the morning, the first thing he wants is to have sex with his wife. And when you refuse him that sex, that is not okay. That is not okay, because he could be miserable the whole day at work just because of that early morning sex that you refused him. So, are you getting what I'm saying now? So that's the reason why. That's why in the morning, when it comes to sex matters, you must make sure that you do.
You must make sure
that you do not deprive your husband. You must make sure you do not deprive your husband of sex. You get it? So that's why you must refuse your husband sex in.
I will shine on you.
That's why you must not refuse your husband sex in the morning. Okay? So that's why I told us last time, men has hormones, women has hormones. But women can control it, men cannot control it. That's why you see when it comes to long distance marriage, a woman can bear it for a very long time, but men cannot bear it. It takes the grace of God for a man not to lose it and start sleeping around. So that's the reason why sex deprivation is not okay. Sex deprivation is not okay. Number one, again I read, sex starvation and sex deprivation. Last week I told us how sex can help a man to achieve great things at work. Some people don't drink, they don't smoke, they just love to have sex with their wife, especially when they kept their self before they met their wife. Especially if the man was a man who controlled himself, waiting for him to get married until he exhibit all that which was on the inside of him, until he exhibit his youth exorbitant on the inside of him. Who? To his wife. And if you, his wife, keep denying him all the time, and if you're loving this message, why can't you power tap? I'm not seeing high rate there. So if you keep denying your husband all the time, the devil is going to come into that avenue. Last week we read in Ephesians, in the 1 Corinthians 7, from verse 5, from verse 4 thereabout, the Bible says, even when you give yourself to fasting and prayer, he said you should come back together again immediately and continue where you left off. Otherwise, the devil is going to tempt the both of you to lose self-control. The devil is going to tempt the both of you to lose self-control. So in order for you not to lose self-control in marriages, it is important that you give in to each other. Give in to your husband give in to your wife. Because this is a very important message that that should unify marriages. You understand? And not to break marriage apart. Remember what we said, sex outside marriage is a sin. Fornication is a sin. Adultery is a sin. But today we're talking about sex in a marriage. Okay? So number two trick that the devil uses to destroy home, take your pen and write again, is money. Money in the sense that she will say, if he doesn't give me money, I will not give him sex. If he doesn't give me money, I will not give him sex. I want money to buy wigs of 300,000. I want money to buy clothes of 500,000. I need money to buy shoes of 100,000 or 50,000, as the case may be. And because your husband has not given you that money, so therefore you zip up. That is wrong. That is very, very wrong. You cannot do that in marriage. That's why I said you are not a hoe. You are not a prostitute. So why are you doing trade by barter? So if he doesn't give me money to buy my shoe for a special occasion that I'm going to, I will not give it to him. That is not okay in marriages. It's not okay, because if your husband will rather go give that money to a whore than to give it to his wife. Since my wife wants to be selling her private to me, then let me just go give that money to somebody else. Then let me just know it's somebody else that I give that money to. Thank you all for your gift. So money, it's money at hands, back at on the bed, is not okay in marriages. If your husband is giving you money, take. If your husband gives you money, accept it. If your husband don't have money to give you, sometimes accept it. So don't say, because he doesn't give me money, I'm not going to give him myself. Remember, yourself is no longer yours. In Genesis chapter 2, I think verse 25, I'm right. The Bible says, a man and a woman, they shall leave each other, and they shall come together, and the both of them shall become husband and wife. Husband and wife. So the both of you have become man and wife. So what is the point of doing trading by barter? You don't give me money, I don't give you sex. Because I want to buy a wig of 300,000, that is an investment. 300,000 is an investment. And you just want to put that on your hair for how many minutes? For 5 minutes, 1 hour? And I'm not saying if you can afford it yourself, you can do it. If you can afford it yourself, you can do it. But if your husband cannot afford it, please let him be. Let him be, because he has a lot of things to do. He has house rent to pay. He has kids' school to pay. He has food providing to do. He has light bills to pay. He has street bills to pay. He has water bills to pay. And this same man is the same person you're dragging. You're dragging. If you don't give me money for my wigs, for my shoes, for my bags, for my this and that, I will not open up for you. That is not okay. The devil is going to use that to destroy a very peaceful home and a peaceful marriage. You are not a prostitute. You are not a hoe. You should not use that term or that analogy that if he doesn't give me money, I will not give him myself. Like the popular saying in Nigeria, money for hand, back for ground. No, if you are in the line of selling your private, let your husband know that you are in that business. If you are in the business of hookup, just let him know that you are doing hookup, so he knows how to hook up with you before he hook in with you. So that's why sex deprivation is not okay in marriages. I'm talking about marriages. I'm not talking about fornication and adultery. I'm talking about marriages, a union that God has created from the Garden of Eden. That's what I'm dwelling on. So number 2 is what? Money. It doesn't give me money, I will not give it myself. It's not okay. That is not God's will. Number 3 is that the devil will make you believe that sex will make you far from God. Sex will make you far from God. Is a trick from the pit of hell. There is no way sex can make you far from God when God is the creator of sex. We just read in James 1:17 that every good gift comes from the Lord. How can a good gift that God has given to you also become the same gift that separates you from God? Then that means something's wrong with you as a person. So sex will not make you far from God. If you are a pastor, you are a pastoress, when it comes to sex in the bedroom, please put your Bible down and make the woman feel all right. Please put your holy down and make the man feel all right. Because this is between you and your husband. This is not between you and any random person. This is between you and your husband. So when it comes to sex in the bedroom, put your tongue speaking aside. The only tongue you should be speaking in the bedroom is sex language, bedroom language. We have language for everything. We have bedroom language. We know that. Let us not fool ourselves here. So when it comes to sex in the bedroom, the only language you're permitted to speak is sex language in the bedroom. Now, number 4 is that the devil will make you believe too much of sex will make you grow old on time. The devil will make you believe too much of sex will make you grow old on time. For example, the country I came from, Nigeria, for example, I've heard many people say that one sex is going to take you 21 days to recover. 21 days to recover. Where is that? I've done my research. I've not seen anything of such that one sex alone will take 21 days to recover. How is that possible? How is that? It doesn't make no sense. Don't you eat? You don't eat anymore. You don't do it. Like, where is that coming from? That too much of sex will make you grow old on time. That every time you have one sex, you're. I don't understand. I don't understand. So that's a lie from the pit of hell. All you need is healthy sex. All you need is healthy sex. Healthy sex. And I'm going to ask that question very soon. Healthy sex. Now, number 5 is that the devil will make you believe too much of sex will make you lose your hair or break your hair. I've actually heard people saying this on the Blue app, that when you make sex, it will make you lose your hair or break your hair. Or when you put your head down on your man's peanut, it will make you lose your hair or break your hair. Or when the man put his head down on his wife Viva, it will make you lose his hair. It will make you, I begin, where is all this coming from? I don't know where all this is coming from. So all these are tricks that will make a lot of people start having sex. I once listened to a sexologist. She said, if you are a woman and you are 40 years of age, she said, your best food should be sex. He said, if you are a woman that is above 40 years of age, this woman is actually on Netflix. She said, the best food you should be eating as a woman above 40 years is sex. Sex in the morning if you can. Sex in the evening if your husband has the energy. He said, because you need it. You need it to stay young. You need it to look fresh. Because what a man gives you from what comes out of him is something you cannot get anywhere in the market. So that's the reason why you must place value on your husband. If you are a woman that loves sex, be sure to always feed your husband's right. Be sure to always feed your husband's right. If you are a woman that loves sex, always feed your husband's right in order for you to get what you want. Make sure you're not feeding your husband with too much fatty food. Because when a man starts getting fat, he start losing energy for sex. When a man starts getting fat, he will start losing energy for sex. The same thing happened to a woman. When a woman starts getting fat, she will start losing energy for sex. Why? She'll start seeing herself as inferior. She'll start looking at herself in the mirror, thinking she's too fat now, she's too chubby now, she cannot attract her husband anymore, yada, 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 and so on and so forth. All right? So that's why you need to eat healthy and take care of yourself. Like I told us last week, men can overlook so many things. But one of the things a man cannot overlook is number 1, sex, respect. Sex and respect. Sex and respect. If you don't know how to cook, a man can easily buy food outside to eat. If your food is not that too good to his taste, he can easily buy food outside to eat. But he cannot buy sex outside. Not that he cannot buy or even get for free, but his wife is his wife. He places value on his wife than any other thing. So he would rather come home to his wife and exhaust himself on top of his wife than to go sleep with any random person, because sex is very strong. And there is a spirit that goes with sex, because there's an interchange of body, spirit, soul, and body when you are having sex. Remember, when you are having sex, it's body to body, lips to lip, breath to breath, touch to touch. You don't know what he is breathing on the inside of you. You don't know what she's breathing on the inside of you. Some people are walking corpse. Some people are ghosts. Some people are demons in human form. Remember in the Bible that when the angels of God came down, they saw women were taking showers, taking showers in their bathroom. Angels came down and have sex with human beings. Angels, I'm talking about angels. Angels came down to have sex with women and then thereby gave birth to giant upon giant upon giant that we were having in the days of old that God actually wiped out from the face of the earth. So if angels could have sex with human beings as women, how much more do you think about men? Angels are supposed to be spirit beings, but they came down to monitor, and in the process they saw beautiful women taking showers in their bathtub, in their bedroom. An angel came down and had sexual intercourse with women. So that's to tell you the power of sex. I want you to think on that. If angels could perform sex with women, how much more do you think of a man that is not an angel, that is not a spirit being, that is a human being? Go and think about this message and make your marriage fruitful. Make your marriage beautiful. Sex can make your husband become a little child. Sex, I've said this time with that number. Sex can make your husband become a baby. Yes, that is the power of sex. Do you see how Samson became a child on the laps of Delilah? Samson rested his laps on the. Samson became a child. He became a child to Delilah, and that was how he was captured. So that's the reason why I told you last time that sex is a powerful tool that the devil can use to destroy us as children of God, and also can use to pull pastors down. I told you last week, so many men of God that has fallen from their grace today is not because they are not strong enough to cast the devil or ban the devil. It's because they fall prey to one thing called sex. And as a result of that, they fell from grace, like Samson fell from grace. King Solomon almost missed it because of sex. He was so much involved with women, he almost missed it. And then he repented at last. Because of sex, King David killed his own soldier that has been with him for years. A soldier that put his life on the line with him. A soldier that put his life on the line with him every now and then. King David have him killed just to marry his wife, who became the mother of what? Solomon. So don't allow the devil destroy your home with lack of sex in your home. So too much of sex will not break your hair or will not make you lose yourself. Number 6, the invitation of third party. And I clearly express this, which is side chick. Side chick now. So don't allow side chick into your home, because when they come, they might never leave. When they come, that very thing that you are enjoying in your marriage may be what they've been looking for their lives. And when they hook on it, it's like a hook on a fish. When a fisherman goes to the river to fish with a little earthworm on his hook, you know for sure that the fish is going to come. And when the fish comes, that might be the end of that fish. It is dead, gone. So don't allow third party destroy your marriage. Don't allow the third party to unalive your husband for you. Don't allow the third party to separate you and your husband as a result of your hard-headed hurt as a woman. No matter what he said, you don't listen. You just want to do what your mind asks you to do. You can't always do that. You can't always do that, okay? You can't always do what your mind... You need to remember that you're no longer a single person now. You answer to somebody. You're not married to yourself. When you are a single person, you do whatever you want. Whatever you want. Whatever you want. Whatever you want. But when you become somebody's wife, you don't do that. You don't do that. You understand? So that's the reason why you must remember that you have a husband to answer to. You have a husband to answer to. So I'm going to pause there and allow you to contribute or ask questions. So that is the third phase of sex. The final phase, we are still on the final phase. We've not dwelled on that. So please, the floor is yours to contribute or ask me questions. Please. Iman, are you following? You understand now?
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Okay. What is your contribution? What do you learn so far? Tell me what you learned so far. What have you learned so far on this message?
I learned that devil can make us to starve our husband and deprive us from giving him sex.
Okay. Very
Yes,
good.
sir.
Have you ever deprived your husband before this message?
No, sir.
Okay. And even if you have done that, but after this message, make sure that has never happened again to the glory of God. Now,
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you very much. Any other person can contribute.
Daddy, please, I want to ask a question, sir. How can a woman cope with a man that since she has given birth to her baby, the man has been denying her sex? So the man said he cannot touch the woman again about maybe 2 years ago now.
What was the reason for it?
The woman said she did not know.
Has she take time to ask her husband what is the reason?
That is what I asked her. She said she has sat him down to discuss about it, but he did not give him a genuine reason.
You didn't give her a genuine reason.
Yes, sir.
All right, I want women to contribute on that before I say anything. Mama OSAS Vincent, what is your take on that? Yeah. Yes, please.
One, sir. One, ma. Yes, ma.
Yeah, I get that, yeah. Hey, yeah. So make me stop.
Wow, that was superb, excellent. Saxivi, do you have anything to say before I speak on that? You see, there was a reason why I asked Mama to speak on that, because as a woman, she knows it. And I concur with every word she said. Number one, it could be that the man no longer find her attractive. Now, there's something that is very common with some of our African women, some of our young African women. They believed that the moment they have given birth, that's it. That's it. No more fancying themselves to be beautiful. No more fancying themselves to be sexy. No more fancying themselves to take a proper shower on time. No more fancying themselves to look good. Let me tell you this. As a woman, it is very important that you have a shower early. Okay? I mean, let's face it. You're going to work or you're not going to work. It's good to always have your shower early. It's good that you always look good. You don't have to be going anywhere to take a shower. Sometimes I'll ask my wife, I say, are you going somewhere? She said, no. I'm like, why did you take a shower this early? She's like, do I need to go anywhere to take a shower? See, these are some of the things that attract a man to his wife repeatedly. Sometimes, when you are not there with your kids, you are there by yourself. Walk around him without even putting on any clothes. There's a woman that has even preached on this thing. I think her name is Pastor Jumoke, if I remember. You heard it when she said it very clear. Sometimes she's the one that will call her husband. The mountain is ready for you to climb. She said it, she preached on it. Despite she being a pastor, doesn't stop her from being a sexy woman to her husband. So, but there is a problem that I've seen among our people. The moment they've had one child or two child, that's it. They don't shower on time anymore. They don't comb their hair. They don't brush their hair. Their hair, one is going to the north, the other is going to the side. Their face is all messed up. They don't take care of their face anymore. They don't even put on sexy clothing in the house anymore. All you see them with is rapper. In the morning they are on rapper. In the day they are on rapper. They are walking out of the street to go buy something from the other side. They are on rapper. These things can kill a man's urge on a woman. Take it from a pastor and a man. Then number two, she doesn't keep herself clean down there. Number three, she doesn't often wash that place down there. All this can contribute to a man not wanting to come close to his wife as often. Then, number four, especially at night. Some women, they find themselves so glued to their child the moment they have their children. They just neglect their husband and stay glued to their child. Even when the husband is in need of them, they will tell their husband, can't you see I'm taking care of your child? Even when the child is sleeping, they still will not get up and go answer their husband. The urge was there, but systematically she killed it. Now, some of the women, this is what they do. Even when the child is sleeping, they will not put the child on the bed. They still want the child to be on top of them, sleeping on top of them. The child is already sleeping, but they will not put that child down on the bed because they know their husband is going to come for them. You are creating a wedge between yourself and your husband. You are married to your husband before your child. He is the one that brought the child to the world, not you. The husband have the Y and Z of the chromosome. The wife just have only one. So when the both of you come together and have intercourse, that's when the both of you bring life. So the man is the one that bring the child to life, not the woman. The woman is the carrier of the semen that the man deposited inside of her to make her become a mother. So the moment you have become a mother now, the man is no longer worthy of your time. When the child is asleep, put the child down. Go and answer your husband. Don't put that child on your chest and be there for hours. Even when the child is sleeping, you refuse to put the child down because you know your husband is going to come for you. That alone is a sin before God. That alone is a sin before God. In Proverb 19, verse 2, the Bible says, people may be pure in their own eyes, but the Lord examines their motives. People may be pure in their own eyes, but the Lord examines their motives. So these two can also cause problem when it comes to sex in marriage. Now, let me come to the other part that Mama spoke of. Number, it might be that the man is having extramarital affair outside. Because a child is supposed to create a bond between a father and a mother, not to cause disconnection, between a man and his wife. No, that's not the wife. The child is not putting asunder. So I'm not going to say because she has a child, and that's the reason why the man stopped having intercourse with his wife. No, something is not right. So more questions need to be asked. And another thing again could be that the man finding hard to have an erection when it comes to his wife. There are men like that. When they come close to their wife, their erection they don't have erection anymore. But when they get close to other women, they have erection. I've seen it. I've seen the interview so many times. But that is a trick from the pit of hell. So there are some men that the moment they got close to their wife, they don't feel erection anymore. But the moment they got close to somebody else that is not their wife, they start having an erection. So that is another thing that can also destroy our sexual relationship in marriage. So in that case, she needs to work on herself physically and spiritually. I mean prayers. So in case the man is having a marital affair outside, so that prayer can also do justice to that. And again, the things she was doing, the things she used to do before she met her husband, why is she not doing them anymore? The things she used to do before she got married, because that is one thing I find it to be very disturbing when it comes to marriages. And men has complained on these things a lot, even on relationship platform, that the things my wife used to do when I met her, the things she used to do that attracted me to her, she doesn't do these things anymore. You see, there's something I've learned from this part of the world, from other race, other color. Kids or no kids, a lot of them always keep their marriage going. Kids or no kids, they always keep their marriage burning. And they will tell you, ain't no other woman is going to take my husband away from me. But you see, in our place, this is an issue. The things you used to do that attract your husband, the moment you have come, you have settled in, you no longer do them. You don't show him respect anymore. You don't show value to him anymore. You don't do those sexy things you used to do anymore. You don't bathe with him anymore. You don't make him feel to want you anymore. This can also cause deprivation of sex between husband and wife. Just because you're married and you have kids doesn't mean you cannot be sexy. Just because you are married and have kids doesn't mean you don't need to look good. Just because you're married and have kids doesn't mean you have to look rough, tattered all the time. Just because you're married and you have kids doesn't mean you have to look uncared for all the time. No. If you keep doing these things, you're going to create a wedge between yourself and your husband. Men are attracted to what they see. There are some women that have kids. Men still chase after them. There are women that have kids, 4 kids, 5 kids. Men are still running after them. But while there are singles out there that have not even a child, men don't even come close to them. So that's the reason why you as a woman, it is your job to look good. You don't need millions to look good. You don't need billions or zillions to look good. It is not all gold that is golden. There are some gold-plated gold that look more than golden. There are some chain gold-plated gold that when you put them on, they look better than someone that wore a gold worth thousands of dollars or nairas, as the case may be. It is your job as a woman to take shower on time. It is your job as a woman to keep your fresh look good. It is your job as a woman to smell nice, spray perfume on your body to attract your husband. Make him jealous. Sometimes when you the way you dress, sometimes your husband will want to be saying, "Where are you going? I want to go with you." You know, all these are things you must use to beautify your marriage. All these are ingredients that you must apply to make your marriage a success. Not when you have 2 or 3 children, you now look like an abandoned project. Not when you have 2 or 3 children, you don't longer wear something to pack up your breast. Not when you have children, you know, oh, come on now. You can't do that. You can't do that. You have to make yourself look good, especially when you are done having children. Some of you, the moment you are done having kids, you just live yourself like a nobody. You don't take care of yourself anymore. To you think because you have kids, so you are done. That's not the way it is to us, the men. We want to see you young. We want to see you look beautiful. We want to see you looking sexy all the time. So we don't have to go out there and be looking at somebody else. Don't you know that looking alone is a sin? In the Old Testament, you have to touch to commit sin. In the New Testament, if you look and you lust, you have committed adultery already. In the New Testament, if you look and you lust after a beautiful girl, you have committed adultery in your heart already. So, what should you do? It's always me. Sometimes when I'm talking to my wife, sometimes I will touch my wife. My wife will say, "Leave me alone. Why are you touching me?" I said, "Do you know why I touch you?" I said, "Because when I touch you, I don't have to go to my knee and say, 'God, forgive me, I've committed sin.' I said, because you are my wife. I cannot touch somebody else the way I'm touching you." So you see, that's the reason why as couples, it is very important that you take care of yourself. Look good all the time. Look good. Take care of yourself. Take proper shower. You don't need thousands to make your hair look good. Put your head on check. Put your hair tidy. The Bible said the hair is the beauty of the woman. And some of you, when you wake up, your hair is looking like Rascafera. And you don't even know how to say yama, yama. But your head is looking like Rascafera. No. It is not okay in marriages. It's not okay in marriages. In your marriage, you must make sure that you look good all the time, look fit, look look sexy. Look, I mean, some of you have seen my wife, so I'm basically practicing what we're preaching in my home. So, in the case of that woman, there is a lot to be asked. There is a lot to be asked. But if she's not this type of a woman that find herself in all these situation of things I've mentioned, like not taking proper care of yourself, like not keeping yourself looking good, but somehow she's a very good looking young woman, then something is happening. It might be that the man looking good, it might be that the man is not having an erection whenever he comes close to the woman, or something is wrong somewhere. Or something is wrong somewhere. So that is exactly how I can put it. Because there is no way a man will see his wife and not feel something. I've been married for close to getting to 18 years now. There is no way a man can see his wife and not feel something, especially when the both of you are sleeping together on the bed. So, in such case, it could be spiritual. It could also be something in the sense that somebody is sleeping with her husband outside. So that's the only way, that's the definition I can give to that, because I don't see any reason why she will not attract her husband just for one child. No, 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 something's not right somewhere. So, so you're gonna have to ask her questions, and even have her to reach out to me. I also reach out to my wife, and then we'll counsel her, and we will also pray with her. I think I'm going to leave it at that. So next person, next question, next contribution. Whoever asks question to us, grace of God, thank you for being here. Any other person ask question to us? Or contribution. You can ask question, you can contribute. I'm here for you. If you cannot ask questions, I will ask you on the final phase of sex. I mentioned 10 things that I said you must do to make your sex life what it is. Because sex is a blessing from God. It's not a bad thing. So let us not make it look like a bad thing. Sex is good. It's a blessing from God Almighty given to us for our own enjoyment. That is why God gave it to us. It's not a bad thing. So that's the reason why I'm preaching on it, and it's just for marriage people alone. Marriage people alone, because sex outside marriage is a sin between man and God. But sex in marriage is for bonding, for pleasure, satisfaction, for multiplication, for satisfaction. So that is the phases of sex. So next, a few days from now, we are going to be talking about the benefit of sex. But today, let's look at the phases of sex and the the purpose of sex in the marriage. That's why I asked sex before that what is the purpose of sex? Last week we talked about deprivation, no more deprivation. Go and have sex and have a happy marriage. And then today we are talking about the purpose of sex, the many phases of sex, and how the devil can use sex to destroy many homes. So today we are talking about what the purpose of sex and how God created sex. Remember, the devil does not create. The devil's job is to destroy, not to create. Destroy and destroy and destroy. So, question time. Ask me questions. I'll answer you. Question time. Grace of God, do you have question?
No, sir.
Okay,
Because I came in late, sir. Good evening, sir.
You are blessed, my dear. So, since you've been with us, what have you learned so far?
I learned a lot too. Like that last one, the lectures you gave us. As in when I get home, I was like, my husband was surprised because we both access, and it was the next day he bought me my best that is drink parfait and shawarma.
Okay.
So and I told him that his mommy OSAS husband that lectures me. And I said I should try and be joining the man live. As in the man live on TikTok every time. That if it's not that he's busy, that we also join. There are time to him.
Wow. Isn't that awesome, everybody? I was telling my wife to teach me how to apply the crowd sound, and she was too busy. She couldn't.
Right one first. Yes.
Showed me that, but I'm going to learn that today. So after now, I'm going to learn how to do that. I will have given you that shouting ovation, which was awesome. Now, based on what Grace just said, Niemand, what do you learn from that? What is your take on that?
On what Grace said, sir?
Okay, Grace, please, can you just repeat what she said just now?
No, I can hear her clearly, sir. He's very good, sir. I also learned from the last teaching very well. So as I said the other time, sir, I learned from it. And the person that I said she was having issue with the husband, that they did not, because the husband is not taking care of her, they are serving their sex. So I lecture also from what I learned from you. So, and I think with that, their marriage will surely work.
Amen.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Keep tapping, keep power tapping, guys. Mm-hmm. Awesome. Anybody have anything to say? Do you have anything to contribute? Because if you contribute, that's when you learn. If you don't contribute, you will not learn. Because it's very important that this message is touching homes and is restoring marriages. That is why it's for the adult, not the kids that are still not yet in marriages. So that's why it's very important that this message, we spread it. And I love what my wife did last week, and I'm very sure she's probably going to help me to do that again. So now, the thing is this, people of God, please keep power tapping. We are a lot here. Let's take the like to over 100. You guys are not doing the job today. Come on, keep power tapping. And also thank you all for your gifts. Listen, let me tell you something. Last week, I told us that sex makes a man act like a child. And most of you still don't get it. I want you to get it. Get it. Have you not seen, I've asked you a question. Have you not seen how a man suck when he comes to sex? Like when the woman says she's not going to give it. You don't take notice that the behavior of the man just changed. He's probably like acting miserable. He's probably like acting like he doesn't know what he's doing anymore. He will drop his key. He will pick it up. He'll drop his bag. He'll pick it up. He'll drop his key. He wouldn't even know where he kept the key anymore. What do you think that is doing to him psychologically? It's because he wants to come. He wants to have sex. His hormone is pushing him. He just want to he just want to stay with you in the marriage. So he just want to have his time with you in the bed or on the bed. But when you say no to him, you've ruined his day. Such a person can even unalive himself accidentally by not paying attention on the road. He might even had an accident because he's thinking, like, what do I have to do for my wife to understand that I love her and I want her? What do I have to do for this woman to understand that it doesn't have to be her own way or no other way? Because there are a lot of women out there today that they'll tell their husband, I will give it to you when I'm ready. That's not what God said. That's not what in the Bible. You have to be ready all the time. You have to be ready all the time. He has to be ready all the time when it comes to sex. Not when you feel like it, when you want it, or no. It doesn't work like that in marriages. In your days of courting together, you can do all that because you guys are still courting. Not when he now has right over your body. He has right over you as your husband. The same thing you do with him too. The both of you were meant for each other. So now that he is your husband, you are his wife, give him sex. Give him sex. Because if you don't give him, somebody else will do that. And when somebody else does that, you start feeling angry now. You start getting upset. Oh, he cheated on me. Oh, he did this. Oh, he did that. Yada, yada, yada. But you pushed him. You pushed him. How long is he going to stay on top of you? 5 minutes, 10 minutes? Moreover, I told you sex is not a warfare. So you don't have to be on top of, you don't expect your husband to be on top of you for 30 minutes. He will die if you do that 5 times. So sex is not a warfare like I told you, but instead is a worship and praise. Just like every service begins with worship and praises, the same way sex starts with worship and praises. There must be a lot of talking and touching in the bed. But if you keep denying your, especially in the morning, I told you that in the morning, when he's having that hard erection, don't deprive your husband. Don't deprive yourself. Go and check it out. The best sex ever happens early in the morning. The best sex ever happens early in the morning. And that morning that you should have taken something good into your system before going to work to brighten your day and brighten your life, you deny him for no reason because you think you can do that. That is wrong. Before your kids were your husband, when your kids grown and left, he's still going to be with you and your husband back to the way you both started before. Don't prioritize your children over the happiness of your husband. It's wrong. I told you last week, especially when it comes to bed matters. Don't deprive your husband from that joy that you alone can give him. It's wrong in marriages. Don't put a pillow in love between yourself and your husband in marriages. It's wrong. Don't do that. It will ruin your marriage. And systematically, it will deprive your husband from you little by little, little by little, little by little. Before you knew it, he doesn't come home like he used to. Before you knew it, he's spending longer time outside, more than he never like he never did before. Because somebody is taking his attention now. Somebody is shifting his focus from you now. But that's supposed to be you. But because of your rudeness, your arrogance, your unsubmissive attitude, you always want to believe it is how is your way or not. Listen, I told you. The greatest tool that the enemy, that the devil can use to fight a man is sex. The greatest tool that the devil can use to fight any marriage is sex. And the more you deprive your husband or your wife of sex, the more the devil is going to be coming into him. Come on, man, what are you doing? Can't you see how handsome you are? Don't you see how handsome you are? The ladies over there, they are craving on you, and you are here getting yourself messed up or beat up or by one single woman. The devil will come with his ministration. And when the devil comes, he never stops coming. He's going to keep coming until he succeeded to get what he wants, until he succeeded to make that man fall like Eve and Adam fell in the Garden of Eden. He will not live. He must make sure that his assignment, his purpose is carried out before he lives. So don't give the devil that opportunity. Don't you get it? The devil moves around to and fro. He doesn't need your approval. He is just looking for a little weakness. That's what the devil is looking for. He doesn't need your approval to come to your home. He's just looking for a weakness, an avenue, a little opening. Once the devil has that opening, he's coming to your home. And the easiest way to invite the devil into your home is to have a weakness. And if you keep allowing the devil to come into your home, he's going to do what he does best. He's going to cause catastrophe. He's going to give your husband a side chick. Oh, that's for sure. Because you pushed into it. So that's why you cannot do that. You can't do that. No matter the problem you have with your husband, when it comes to sex, if your husband is still man enough to come to you for sex, don't you think at all? Give it to him. Give in to him. Even when you are angry, give it